guys, I wanted to show you a couple of things on Canvas pertaining to just kind of keeping up with your courses and making sure you know what's going on, but also ways to communicate with your teachers, just in case you have a question. And then, yeah, well, they're kind of all the same things. So the first thing I wanted to show you was announcements. Announcements can be used for teachers in many different ways, but they're kind of all the same in that they are an announcement for you, as in like something that you should know or want to know or that will really help you out. So the first thing, if you're looking at a teacher's homepage, it should be on the left-hand side. One of the tabs should for sure be announcements. I've already clicked on these, so you can't necessarily see, but if you haven't read them yet, there'll be a little green dot over here to tell you your unread messages. But once you click on it, so to read it, you click on the bolded title, and it pulls up the announcements. And the cool thing about announcements is that teachers can post links to the things that you need to know directly into the announcement, and it can take you to it. So for example, I said, don't forget tomorrow is a very special day for Miss Morris. Hi, that's me. So if you take a look at the About Me page to figure it out, so you can click immediately to the page and it should tell you everything you need to know. There's nothing special about tomorrow. I don't know. I just wanted you to see my page, but also know my favorite things like Chick-fil-A and baseball and Chinese food, just in case you wanted to know. Okay, so going back to announcements, like I said, you can link to an individual page, but teachers can also link to an assignment. So my next one says, remember, introduction Flipgrids are due tomorrow by 3 p.m. So you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that assignment. Where do I find the instructions? Have no fear. If a teacher wants to and can, they can link immediately the assignment for you. So you can click on it here, and it can take you straight to it. And you're like, yes, let me do it, and then turn it in, and all is well. Those are just a couple examples, but like I said, announcements could be anything for, like, I know for English, I'll be like, hey, don't forget to bring a blue or black pen. Don't forget to bring your book to class. I mean, there are a number of things that they could be used. It's really good because it almost kind of replaces remind in the sense that teachers can immediately tell you things. And then as we'll get into later, I'll show you how to set up your notifications. So as soon as an announcement is made, you can get a notification. So speaking of that, let's go look at notifications. So if you wanted to get some like up-to-date information on your class, you want to make sure your notifications are set. You're going to come over here to the far left on the green bar and click account and then go to notifications. And then you want to set your preferences. So I know you're probably wondering what all these green checks are, but I want you to look under push notifications first, because I feel like you know what that is since you have a cell phone, iPhone, or whatever, but that's just you getting a notification directly to your phone. So the first thing I would do, just because I think about the easiest thing first, the easiest thing to think about for me is, okay, here's a list of all these things. Do I want a notification of that coming to my phone? Yes, hit the green check. No, hit the X, and that's good to go. And I'll show you later how to set up a number to get the push notifications. But the easiest thing, do I want to know about it? Yes or no? And then coming over here to the little more complicated things, there are a number of different like methods and ways and frequency, that's the word, frequency in which you can get your notifications. So the first one is a check, is you want to know right away. A teacher puts something in, a due date comes up, an announcement is made. I want to know like immediately. When she hits send or he hits send, I want to know. That's going to be your green check right here. If you're like, I mean, I care, but like if I figure it out at the end of the day, that's cool with me, then you can hit the clock, and that's a daily summary. So like at the end of the day, I don't know what time it is, to be honest, but I would imagine it's sometime in the evening, 5 o'clock maybe, or maybe it's in the morning. Like I said, I don't really know. But I do know once a day, it tells you, hey, this is the things that are happening. This is what you missed. This is what you didn't miss. This is what you got or didn't get, right? If you're like, I mean, I care about these things, but every now and then you can hit the weekly summary. And that's like at the end of the week, it's like, hey, by the way, you turn these things in, you have these due dates, don't forget about this class, you know, these are the grades, your current grade in the class. If you just kind of, you want to know, but you don't want it to be at the forefront of your mind, then that's cool too. If you're like, I don't really care about this topic at all, and you don't want to know, also fine. Just hit the green check, and all is well. So The thing about these notifications are they are your notifications. You can set them up whatever way. I'm going to go through some of them and make a suggestion, but you know what they say about suggestions? You can change them. So if you don't like them, or you feel you might have a different personality than me, one of the first things I would do is go under to your notifications and change them to suit you. So for me personally, like I said, me personally, I want to know the due dates. If something's coming up, I want to know immediately. So I'm going to say, yes, I want my due dates to be right here, right now, immediately. Grading policies, I feel like my teacher will tell me within the assignment. So the policy per se, I don't feel like I need to know that. Now, every now and then I would want to know, because sometimes I'm like, how much is this assignment weighted? Is this a writing? Is this a test? Is this a quiz? So maybe a weekly summary of that should do me good. Course content, I would imagine that I'm logging in every day, so I would see my course content. However, I like to make a kind of a plan or like a weekly calendar / checklist. So it would be nice if I saw what work I have to do for the upcoming week. So for course content, I'll probably click that I want a weekly summary. Files, I don't care, right? I'm going to upload my file. Either I did it or I didn't. For you, though, maybe you want a weekly summary of the files that you uploaded or the others uploaded. I mean, like I said, that depends on you. Announcements, I want them because I know for me in my class, I'll use announcements very similar to Remind, but every teacher in class is different. But why risk the miss, you know? So I want to know what's going on. Also, I'm really nosy. And so if I'm going to miss something, I have terrible FOMO. And that just eliminates that. So announcements created by you, I mean, I wrote it, so I don't need to know that it's there. But some of you might want to know, so you could click it. Grading, I want to know my grade, and I want to know it immediately. So I'm going to click that I want the grades immediately. And those of you that have been in Buford for a while or know, that's like how when your grade goes in PowerSchool, the app on PowerSchool immediately gives you a notification. So if you want to know that your grade has changed, there you go. Invitation submission. Now, okay, I would like to know when I turn in an assignment. So say an assignment is due on Thursday, and I would want to get a daily update on Thursday to remind myself either to turn it in or to like assure myself that I did turn it in. So maybe a submission comment daily is not a terrible idea. Some people want to know immediately, but like if I just turn it in, I feel like I know. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I met all my due dates. So maybe a daily reminder for that is, you know, good for you. The rest of these could vary by class. Like it depends on how often discussions are done, and to the extent, and if you want to know, and like conversations and calendars. I do like the calendar though. So maybe that's something you can look in. If something goes on your calendar or changes, do you want it daily or immediately, daily, weekly, or not at all? You know, that kind of thing. And the rest of the stuff, I mean, that's kind of up to you. I'm sure your teachers will give you more information if they think that it's important, right? So you have your notifications set, but you want to know, how do I get the notifications to your phone, right? Because who doesn't? So the next thing you're going to do that is you're going to come to settings. And this has all your information in it. I am Tanner today. Thanks, Tanner. A couple of things. You can add a different email address. You're going to need to use your Buford City Schools email address because this is a school platform. So if you want to connect to your Google Forms or Google Docs, or Forms, whatever, anything related to Google, you're going to need to use your school email. So I don't necessarily know if you need to add another one just in case you wanted to get notifications or something. I don't really think that's important, but like I said, completely up to you. But one thing that I am going to strongly suggest that you do is we talked about the different notifications that you can have and the push settings. Well, you have to have a number in there to get those push settings. So you're going to come to other contacts. And this is, you want where it says push because we want the notifications coming to our phone. And you're going to click contact method. Now, I'm not going to go all the way through because there's no point for her notifications to come to my phone. But you're going to put your cell phone number in here. You're going to select your carrier. Most of you don't have an email associated with it, or you do, but like your email and your cell phone number kind of work one and the same, so you don't necessarily need to know. So once you put all your information in there, you're going to hit register, and then it's going to send you a code. It won't let me go through because I'm not putting an actual number in there, but it's going to send you a code. It's going to text it to you, and then you are then going to put the code back in there, and it's going to say you're good to go, and then you will be able to get immediate notifications to your phone. Okay, so you know about announcements, you know about notifications. The last thing I want to show you is an inbox, because what if you're working on that Flipgrid introduction and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I have a question. You can email or message or inbox your teacher. So on the far right, or sorry, left, the far left-hand side on the green bar, you're going to click on inbox. And this is a way for you to communicate with your teacher. And I will say that some teachers are terrible about checking their emails. I'm one of them. I don't really check it in the evening, but with this, it comes, because I have the notifications on, it comes straight to not only my Canvas, my email, and my phone. So it's a good way for teachers to communicate with you quickly, just in case you have an immediate question or anything. At the same time, I also know that I'm terrible about checking my email, but so are my students. So it does the same for you. If you set up the notifications just like we talked about, and you're getting push notifications when someone sends you a message or response to it, so when your teacher answers your question, you immediately have the answer. You don't have to wait around for hours and be like, do I do the project wrong or do I just wait? Right? So if you want to send a message, you're going to start at the top and you're going to click on compose new message, and you have to click a course, and then it's going to allow you to pick a person based on the course that you chose. So you can't just send a message to everyone in all of your classes at the same time, but you could do it one at a time. So you can start typing in your courses if you wanted to, but we're in Morris practice course. So you're going to click here, and there are a whole total of 2 people in this class currently. So the only person you can really send it to is yourself or me. So we're going to send it to me. And then politely, we're going to make the subject help, because like that's what you do when you're emailing your teacher. And you're just going to type your message. Hi, Miss Morris. I have a question on my Flipgrid, and we talk about it in the morning for office hours, because that's the thing. And you always want to say thanks, because like, why not? Thanks. And then you're going to, well, before you hit send, one cool thing that I want to show you about this is, and it's kind of hard for me to show you exactly because like I said, there's only 2 people in this course, but imagine you're in like a science class or English, because we have group work too. And there's like 4 people in your group, and you want to divvy up what everyone's doing, and you're in charge, you're the leader, and you want to give them all the things that they need to do, but you don't really want to send a mass message to everyone in your group, because then you're going to get mass responses. And I don't even like group message on my phone. So I know that like on an email, I would not. So what you can do is if you had typed in a number of different people in this bar right here, say the other 4 people in your group, you can click send an individual message to each recipient. And that means that like instead of having one group, they're each going to get the same email that you sent, and then that way you guys can carry on the thread. So it doesn't get confusing, because like, oh, I thought you said that you were going to do the introduction. No, that wasn't me. That was like Jamie, and and Jamie's like, what? And that way you can go back and look at, even though it's the same topic, individual messages. I don't know, just me, but I thought that was cool and helpful. So you've typed up your message, you've had a nice greeting, you said thank you at the end of it, and then you're going to hit send, and your teacher is going to get that message and respond to you in a very timely manner, because that's what teachers do. And I believe that is it on this section. If you have any other questions, I'm sure there will be more trainings for you.